Cross country is running itself is the highest participation sport in the world. It's the most popular sport in the world. Everybody knows how to run. It's so easy to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And kids that did cross country in high school, oh my goodness, there's so many people. When you take away that fiber for more than 3 days, you lose some of those small chain fatty acids and you lose some of your gut health. And that's the reason why nutrition is so hard for people is it takes super consistency to do it right. And there's two things that people are really bad at. Number one is consistency. And then the second is a high fiber diet. When you first start it, it will cause some gas and you will have a lot of farts. I don't like a lot of reels and stuff is I think they are quick answers to complex questions, which means they're most likely poor answers.
Fast food.
It's fast food, exactly. That's a great way of putting it. It's fast food and it's cheap and you get what you pay for. And so if you get a cheap answer, you might get led down a path that's not great. Now, I love complex answers to complex questions.
Nishant, would this be episode 24?
Yeah.
Okay. So episode 24 with our first guest this is like the first guest that we never met before. Like
hmm
every guest prior to this, I had met before, maybe Nishant had met before, like digitally or some way somehow. Like this is the first time, really, like this is the first time we're talking to you, and so what a treat for us to have this opportunity. Thank you so much for giving us your time. Truly, we appreciate it. And man, tell us about yourself. Just introduce yourself to the audience more because we I don't feel like we could do enough justice as much as you could. So
So my name is Jay Stephenson. I guess the most interesting thing from about me, I think, or at least the thing that I've been learning about myself lately is I spent the last 30 plus years learning about and studying the sport of running and coaching and all the way from nutrition, sleep, mobility, core strength, anything that you can think of, supplements, physiology. I did my degree in exercise science. I mean, from the time I was 14 years old, I was really obsessed with the sport of running. And so I've done a lot of other things. I've owned running shoe stores. I've owned a construction business. I've been involved in real estate. I've done all these other things, but I'm really obsessed with the sport of running. And even while doing those other things, I was thinking about the sport of running and how to get faster and how to do it better. And so, there's a quote. I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to try. It's a jack of all trades is a master of none,
hmm
but better is he than a master of one.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know that second quote. So
Mm.
they use the jack of all trades as an excuse to say, I'm not going to know how to do everything. I just want to focus on one thing. And I think that mistakenly, I became a jack of all trades, but at the same time, I was mastering one. And so I think there's value in both sides of it, right? There's
hmm
value, there's value if you know how to fix your toilet. There's
Yeah.
value if you know how to um, run the finances of a retail store that translates into other areas. But what I'm excited about now is I've sold those businesses. I'm only coaching, only running, and I'm kind of back to my original, 30 years ago passion that
hmm
stayed with me this whole time. So I think that's the interesting thing for me is I've gone through this path of doing lots of stuff with life, and now I'm back to a singular thing.
Like, when was the first time you realized, man, like, I love running? Because I remember, like, I've been running for the past 6 to 7 months, right? And before that, I never ran. I always wanted to participate in marathons, and like, one of my goals is to. I'm from India right now, right? And one of my only goals is to participate at the New York Marathon, right? I've been like, that's my goal for the past 4 years,
Yeah.
and like, but like, I joined a run club 6 months back, and when I first ran, I just loved it. Like, you forget all your worries, you forget all the work load, everything you have, and you just run, right? And you're pushing your mind, pushing your body just to, okay, okay, one more mile, one more mile, one extra mile. Let's do it, let's do it, let's do it. And I just love that. So what's like, when was the first time you realized that, and what's your experience like?
So I played baseball and basketball in high school,
Mm-hmm.
and I was really good at the conditioning part. So I would smash everybody when we did
Okay.
sprints or anything endurance wise. And um, when I played basketball in high school, I lived 3 miles from school. And
Mm-hmm.
so I would go to school, go to basketball practice, and I would run home after basketball practice. And so I think I always had like this leaning towards the ability to do endurance sports. Like I think it's just a God given ability.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I think when I really figured out I enjoyed it more was a lot of the times we enjoy things we're good at. And
Yeah.
so when I was 14, I just figured out, hey, I'm actually better at the thing that everybody hates, the
Mm-hmm.
conditioning part.
Yes, yes.
And so why don't I just focus on that? And I really like the people, the
Mm.
people that are involved in endurance sports. They're generally pretty type A, they're focused.
Yes.
They're also a little silly in like
Mm-hmm.
the sport in itself is silly when you think
Mm-hmm.
about it because generally you start and end at the same place, so you make it nowhere.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
you're just running. That's it. You're doing what everybody complains about.
Uh,
So and I love laughing and having fun. And so I think the other part of the sport that's cool is you build really good relationships when you train with people and run. And I think a shoulder to shoulder conversation a lot of the times is easier for people to open up than a face to face one. And
mhm.
so I think you get a lot of depth of conversation when you run with someone. So I think those are the things that made me love it originally, and that
Mhm.
I mean I still all those things you're talking about mentally, emotionally, spiritually, where you get to let go of things that you're maybe worried about or bothered about. But hey, I was going to say something else. So I just got back from India.
Yeah, I saw your Instagram. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So I was in Padi Gadwal, uh,
Okay.
North India, close to in the Himalayas,
Mhm.
and got to coach a bunch of Indian coaches and athletes for 10 days. I did like a clinic for some of the best female marathoners in India. So that was super cool. Really enjoyed that.
How was your experience overall in India?
Oh, it was wonderful. I mean, everybody was super nice.
Mhm.
Uh, my favorite dessert now is gulab jamun.
Ah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Man, but I did the calorie count on those things.
Oh, oh yeah.
Dude, you're looking at like 300 calories per gulab jamun. Like so
Wow.
they only
I didn't.
serve them in twos. They serve them in twos, like if you order it, you get two. Or at least where I was, that's where they serve them in twos. But think about it, it's bread that's deep fried and then it sits overnight in sugar syrup.
Mhm.
And it soaks up the sugar syrup. So it's like, I mean, they're so dense too. Wow, are they dense? But they're good.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, you
was a
can
great. It
treat
was a great.
yourself. you can just
Yeah.
treat yourself 12 when you complete a half marathon under 2 hours. So
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. But no,
Wow.
India was amazing. I really enjoyed it. And the place that I was at 7,100 feet. Um, and the track was amazing. Have you seen their national facility?
no.
No, so it's at 7,100 feet. It's about 5 6 hours north of Delhi,
Okay.
Mm,
and it's in the Himalayas, and the temperature was perfect. I've actually looked back at the temperature, and their temperature, because of the elevation and the latitude, stays pretty much between 45 at night and like a highs of 80. So it's
mm,
it's like an ideal scenario. You don't need an air conditioner, you don't need a heater. It's just ideal scenario. So like when it's cold here, I'm in Georgia. When it's cold, I'm like looking at my app. I'm like, oh man, if I was there, it'd be 55 right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
What is your favorite temperature to run at, I guess, like ideally? Would it be that range that you just gave us, or is there
Yeah, yeah. If it's like mid, I'd say low 50s, mid low 50s, because you can run almost as hard as you want and you get warm, but
right?
you don't overheat,
Wow.
Mm,
right? So
Yeah.
and if it's 50 and sunny, like if you're in another great place is Flagstaff, Arizona. If you're in Flagstaff, Arizona and it's 50 and sunny, you can run with a t-shirt on, a hat, shorts, and you can go as fast as you want. You can go easy with a little jacket on, and you never feel the temperature is never what holds you back. That's the ideal scenario. Is if
mm.
the temperature doesn't hold you back, that's amazing.
Hmm.
Which was the harshest temperature you've seen and you have actually, participated in a run?
I've done some races where it was like high 90s in Georgia.
Wow.
But I kind of avoid those now that I'm
Mm,
older. So I'm 44, and
mm.
if I don't have to do it, I probably not
Yeah, I
going
get it.
to.
Like, how was you? You said you were in India for, was it 10 days you said? Or
Yeah,
was it,
yeah,
I'm
10
assuming,
days.
okay, gotcha. What was was that your first time in India?
Yeah, that was my first time to India. So it was like the travel was pretty smooth actually. It wasn't bad. It was had an 8-hour flight from Atlanta to where did I go first?
Frankfurt or Dubai, or was it a European country or
I
something?
don't even remember. I know on the way back I went through Paris.
Okay.
Mm,
But it was basically 9-hour flights, 8 to 9 hour flights, two of them both ways.
Uh-huh.
And here's the fascinating thing. I did something different. I've never done flying before. Um, what I did was on each of the flights, I spent 4 hours on each of the flights in the middle with my sleep eye things on,
mhm,
uh, and earplugs in. And I don't sleep well on the plane, but I set my watch for 4 hours, and I tried to sleep a little bit, pray a little bit, meditate a little bit, and just calm down all the way for 4 hours straight. So I did 4 sessions of 4 hours. And I did not have hardly any jet lag both ways.
Wow.
And so I think that most of jet lag and most issues traveling, I think well, and I hydrated well, and I did all the other little things that
mhm,
you're supposed to do. But I think it's more of a stress response than anything else. And so I'm going to do that again when I travel, is just try to reduce my emotional, mental, physical stress. And if you think about it, like you got all these signals going off of you're missing sleep, the airport is stressful, all these things are
mhm,
happening. I think it might actually be more a nervous system and like stress response than an actual fatigue response. or something related to time zones. I think it has more to do with just stressing yourself out for 9 hours in a row. And then you get there and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm even more stressed out now. So I'm going to do that on all flights, but that is hard to do, right? 4 hours is a long
Hmm.
time to mentally shut it down.
Right.
That's interesting. Like, so maybe like now that everyone's into their phones and like on the internet, that if you're sitting 9 hours straight without your phone, you think a lot, so you overthink, right? Okay, now I get it.
Well, and I saw people, there is one guy when I went to sleep or shut it
Mm-hmm.
down, he was on his phone like scrolling, boom, 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 boom. And then when I woke up, he did it another 2 hours. I'm pretty sure he went 9 hours straight on like whatever social
Like a
media he
Mm-hmm.
like a
was on.
doom scroll binge for 9 hours.
9 hours. I'm
Wow.
pretty sure he was straight on for nine
Oh
hours.
man.
That would wreck me because I don't like doing that anyway. But yeah, imagine that I think people are on their phone way more on the airplane and way more with digital media than normal, right? Because you can have
Mm.
you got internet access on airplanes now.
Yeah.
On most
Yeah.
airlines, yes.
Yeah. So anyway, that's just a neat little tidbit that I took away from that trip.
Wow. Yeah, no, I wish we had this conversation before I came back from India because I just got back from India also. And I was there in the month of January or we're still in the month of January. I was there for 3 weeks and I get coming back, it hit me pretty rough. I was really tired. Going there I was fine, but for some reason coming back, like I think it took me like 2 days to really get back in the rhythm of things. And it
Yeah,
was
I think coming west is harder.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what people say. But so where were you in India? Where'd you go?
I did a whole circuit. I went to like 6 different states and like one territory. So technically, like you could a union territory. So you could say like 7 territories or 6 states plus one other place. But I went to Tamil Nadu, and then Odisha. That's where Nishant's from. I went to go visit him there. Or I went back
Yeah.
with him there from Tamil Nadu because we had a company conference, right? Because this podcast is like an extension of our company. So we um so I went back with him to his home, spent 3 days at the conference in Tamil Nadu, 5 days with him. Then I went to my mom's state, which is Andhra Pradesh, but it's connected to Telangana. That's where Hyderabad is. Um, so, uh, so I was there for 4 days, and then I went to Punjab. That's my dad's state. So I was there for 6 days, and then I went
Wow.
to Gujarat for 4 days. So it was like a whole circuit. It was like like the letter J, basically, like all the way down and then back up. So.
Yeah. So tell me about you guys' company. I'm interested.
Yeah, so we work for a company called iCover, and we it's an tech company that started back in 2020 here in Chesterfield, Missouri, which is in the greater St. Louis area. And essentially, we're a vendor for life and mainly life insurance companies and also some health insurance companies we work with as well. So we provide them the technology to essentially allow their agents. Um, well, we do a plethora of things, but one of our popular services is like creating an e-app for these companies. So we'll create a platform to allow their agents to onboard customers with life insurance in a matter of minutes, like literally like as quick as 5 minutes. And so recently we created a direct-to-consumer platform called iCover Direct. So like anybody, if they're wanting life insurance, they could just go on iCoverDirect.com and get themselves a policy in as quick as 5 minutes, without any agent's involvement. And so that's kind of, we just created this podcast kind of as a way to have a creative outlet or talk to people that we want to talk to, and also kind of soft, like sponsor or like soft sell or promote iCover Direct as well. So
Oh, that's cool.
yeah.
Do you guys know who Gary V is?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so that seems like kind of like a Gary V
Hmm.
like play. Is like, hey,
Yes.
do something. Like be
Yes.
involved.
Right.
Yes.
Like get your name out there, get the word out
Hmm.
there, like pump content. Don't just sit around and hope something happens.
Yeah, no, that's what Nishant's head of content, so he's always tapped in with, and he put me on to you. So he's the one because he's him being a runner right now actively. He put me onto you, and then I love what you guys do, right? Just you being a coach and co-founder of the company. It's really cool to see what it is that y'all do, and me also having a history with running. I did cross country in high school,
Oh,
so
nice.
like that was that like I'm getting a little like PTSD now hearing some of these like
Well, cross country is running itself is the highest participation sport in the world.
Hmm.
It's the most popular sport in the world. Everybody knows how to run. It's so easy to do it.
yeah.
Yeah. And kids that did cross country in high school, oh my goodness, there's so many people.
There's a lot. Like, I mean, the entry was you couldn't really get like
It's
canned,
easy.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's easy to get in. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
absolutely. Well, and that's the way it should be. There's plenty of room. It's not like
yeah.
it's not like the course really gets full.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was I mean running 5Ks and it was I learned a lot from that time. I mean, obviously it was like really good for my health too. I lost a lot of weight doing it too. But just um focusing on what it is that I eat and knowing, I think doing cross country allowed me to realize how food affects me. And recognizing like, oh, if I eat this before a run, or if I these are the things that I should eat or shouldn't eat, or how I feel the night before really matters, and all those things, like really being privy to and understanding how different foods affect you. I credit cross country for teaching me that. So
Yeah, that's one of the areas that I've done the most research in and I'm most interested in is basically it's called bioenergetics. So it's like the biology of eating food and what it does to you when you eat it. And so what you're talking about there about eating before you run, there's a completely different set of ideals on what type of foods fit before you run.
Hmm.
So I call it two different things. I call it your maximal fueling is your pre, post, and your during. So in your maximal fueling, you want to eat as many carbs as you can handle, and you want it to be super simple. So
mm,
everything is low fiber, um, and that's where like highly processed foods are fine, like gummy
Hmm.
bears, Welch's fruit snacks, white bread with jam, and that's where you want to avoid wheat bread and fruits with like really thick skins. Like a banana would be fine because there's no skin on the banana, but you wouldn't want to eat an orange before you run, or you wouldn't want to eat an apple because you have to digest that fiber.
wow.
And then I call it
Hmm.
the neutral zone is the rest of the day. The rest of the day, we want high protein, high fiber. You want foods that digest slowly. You want foods with lots of soluble fiber in it. You want lots of foods that are whole grain, um, as natural as you can get them, and you want to avoid all the processed foods. So
Mm,
it's
Hmm.
like I think the hardest thing for people is having a dualistic mindset with anything. So it's very hard to think two different ways at two different times of day under two different scenarios. So people either want to demonize sugar and say, never eat sugar again. Sugar's bad for you. Avoid it. And they want to say, only eat whole foods. Or they want to say, you know what? It doesn't matter what you eat. Only the calories matter. Eat whatever you want.
Hmm.
Like it's very hard to find someone who's operating in both worlds and who's changing their mind daily based on the timing of what they're doing. So if you saw what I ate before I run, you would be like, you're a 4-year-old. Like I'm eating gummy bears, maybe a small piece of chocolate, um,
Hmm.
sport drink, all these things that digest like super fast. And then
Hmm.
if you saw what I ate the rest of the day, you'd be like, man, this guy's a health nut. He only
Hmm.
eats real food, and we make our own bread at home and we do all this crazy stuff. But then right before I run, during running, and then right after I run, I'm abandoning all of those thoughts and doing the
Hmm.
complete opposite. So I think that's the way, uh, if you really want to perform at the highest level, because you definitely don't want to have something that doesn't digest well right before. And then you definitely don't want to be on the couch watching a movie eating Skittles.
So, like, for example, if I have a marathon in 2 days, so should I start preparing what I eat from today?
Yeah, so there's like a 3-day protocol
Mm-hmm.
before marathoning
Mm-hmm.
where you do start abandoning high fiber foods.
Okay.
And you do that to clear some gut contents.
Mm-hmm.
So high fiber foods, particularly a fiber called inulin, Inulin, it's in a lot of foods, and you can also supplement with it. When you take a high fiber food, it lines your gut with like almost like a jelly,
Mm-hmm.
and it allows food to digest slower. Nutrients are absorbed better. And also your inflammation goes way down when you have high fiber. And whole foods, high protein, all natural. And I'm not saying you don't eat carbs, you just eat the most complex carbs you can find. So when you do this, you lower your metabolic stress, but your gut works pretty hard. So your mechanical stress of your gut is pretty high. Well, you
Mm.
don't want high mechanical stress of your gut when you're running a marathon
Yeah.
because then you may have to go to the bathroom.
Hmm.
So 3 days out, you start kind of weaning yourself off of higher fiber foods, and you eat things like a regular potato, not sweet potato. You eat jasmine rice, um, grilled chicken, um, rice noodles is a good one. Um, and you still have some vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not abandoning whole foods altogether. You're just changing your quantities, right? So if you were high fiber and medium simple carbs, you want to kind of flip that, and you want to be high simple carbs and pretty low fiber. And the reason you pick 3 days is high fiber improves something called small chain fatty acids. Small chain fatty acids, they allow you to process fat better. Um, if you really want a six pack, that's how you get it. Is you eat a very high fiber, very high protein diet, and you exercise. You will lose so much weight so fast.
Hmm.
But the negative there is when you take away that fiber for more than 3 days, you lose some of those small chain fatty acids and you lose some of your gut health. And that's the reason why nutrition is so hard for people is it takes super consistency to do it right. And there's two things that people are really bad at. Number one is consistency. And then the second is a high fiber diet. When you first start it, it will cause some gas and you will have a lot of farts.
Hmm.
And it causes some stomach pressure. That's that
Yeah.
mechanical stress of your gut working hard. But
Hmm.
but once you get past 3 or 4 days of that and you stay consistently on higher fiber, you're fine. Your body gets used to it and it settles in. So the two things people hate are any level of discomfort and they're not good at consistency.
Yeah.
That's really why it's hard to have a good diet is because
Mm.
it takes effort and consistency and generally people are really bad at those two things.
We've become very fickle as a race, like the human race, just the species rather. It's become very we're so fickle now. It's like
We're
second.
weak.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're weak. Actually replaced, when people say they're triggered,
Okay, yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
I replaced that word in my mind with weakened.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah.
Like, why do we allow things to just make us so weak all of a sudden?
Yeah, no,
Hmm.
that's a very good point. Does
So
it
you're going to say something that's going to make me weaker and that I can't handle it. That sounds like a me problem. Not what you
Yeah.
said is the problem. It's my problem. I need to not be so weak and so triggered, so weakened. So anyway, but yeah, on the nutrition side, the other thing, you feel so much better if you eat well.
Hmm.
And I do have some compassion for people on the nutrition side too, because 100 years ago, this wasn't a problem because all of these options were not available. And so it is really hard. It's really hard not to eat Oreos and chips and drink fruit juice all day because
Hmm.
those things all taste very good. It's really hard. But I think we just got to be a little tougher.
That's true. Very true. Do you have children?
Yeah, I've got a 10 and a 15-year-old.
Okay, wow. Um, what's that like as far as being a father and perhaps wanting them to care about their diet if they don't already do so, if they're not already self-motivated?
Yeah, they care, but I mean they're kids. We talk about it a lot. Um, so they eat really well. They eat all types of foods. Like they're not nugget, chicken nugget kids.
Okay, good, good.
They eat vegetables, like they like salad, they like fruits, they like whole grains. But they definitely eat chips and cookies and all the things kids normally eat. We just cook for them and we make them cook.
Okay.
So um, we'll say, hey, it's kids' night. You guys are cooking for us.
Hmm.
And they have a few dishes that they're good at making. I think it's just important to involve them, right? and
Hmm.
Hmm.
and educate them. Like I'll talk to them about these types of things, and some of them they don't really understand, and some of them they don't care. And then I take care of their supplements. So I have a vitamin protocol for them, and they have to take it every day. So some things are not negotiable. Um, I think parents too forget like I'm buying the groceries, my wife's buying the groceries, I'm in charge.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like so, and there is a point where I think you can ruin the kid because if you let it go too long eating bad food, it's hard to bring it back. But if you start early from the very beginning, then you never have to bring it back.
Mm,
You can just do it well from the beginning.
I love that.
So, but like a typical night for us, we'll have some type of protein for dinner, chicken,
Hmm.
meat, fish. Those are our three we rotate through. Um, we'll have some kind of grain, sweet potatoes, um, uh,
Pasta.
pasta, something that's grainy. And
Mm,
then we always have vegetable. And the kids have to eat. They have to eat their vegetable. They have to eat their protein. And then the carbs is never a problem. Like everybody wants those
all right.
because they're so palatable. They taste so good. It's
Right.
easy to eat a bunch of them. So that's the requirement. And then we'll have some kind of dessert. And we just try to, mitigate how much of that we have, which is sometimes a challenge. And then lunches are always a fruit, always a vegetable at lunch.
Hmm.
And then our breakfasts are pretty high protein breakfasts. Lots of eggs for breakfast. That's the staple of our breakfast. So you put a day together. My advice for people is this with nutrition: make your breakfast and your lunch almost exactly the same every day and make it good. So now you have 2/3 of your meals that you know what you're going to eat. You don't have decision fatigue. You know exactly what you're doing. You're done. You don't think about it. And then be creative with dinner, have fun with dinner, but still have those elements there. And the other thing is, the order of what you eat matters.
I learned about this. I learned about this not too long ago.
So if you go um, your highest fiber first, so your and there's a reason, there's a little bit of a precedent for this. Like, what do you normally get as your if you had a 3-course meal, normally it's a salad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Some kind of vegetable. There's a reason for that. It slows gastric emptying. It slows the digestion. That's a good thing. And it fills up your stomach. So it's
Mm.
a high stomach filling satiety, but it's a low calorie. So you start out with that thing. Second, you want to have your protein. This is the order that gets mixed up sometimes. You want to go protein, and then the last thing, if you can control the order, have your carb. And the idea there is you fill up as you go to where when you get to the carbs, you're not like just shoveling it in. Because if you
Mm.
have, and so with spaghetti, here's what I do with spaghetti or a grain. I try not to make that my main dish. So if I ordered at a restaurant a pasta dish, I will get double chicken on the pasta dish, and I'll eat all the chicken and then I'll eat the pasta.
Oh wow. Okay. Not like dice it up and then eat it together, but you'll.
I'll eat it first.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll try to just stage that out.
That's
And then I
cool.
really like dessert too. I'll eat dessert. I eat dessert almost every day. I just don't eat like massive desserts.
So dessert is important.
What's your
Oh
favorite
yeah, I
dessert?
love dessert. So my favorite dessert, I actually had it last night. So we went to this restaurant called Aventine, which is a pretty fancy restaurant. And it's a sweet potato souffle. So it's a cake. It's a sweet potato cake with cinnamon, um, caramel, ice cream, and like little crusted pecans.
Wow. Okay.
And it's
Okay.
so good. I mean, it's unbelievably good. So
What do you?
my wife and I split it yesterday.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Ruth Chris's sweet potato? Not what do they call it? It's just I guess like
Yeah, like their sweet potato mash,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's good.
It's
It's
really
not as
sweet though.
it's not as good as the sweet potato
No,
souffle.
it doesn't. This sounds like that, but like with extra love
Next
and
level.
care. Yeah, next
Yeah.
level.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
that one
yeah.
is too. It's just too. They actually, I heard they actually just dump like a bunch of sugar into it.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's but so this sounds like a done up, more carefully curated version of that, essentially.
Yeah, and they actually like the lady they have a presentation for it.
Oh wow. Okay.
So you have to order at this restaurant, you have to order it when you get there
Oh, okay.
because it takes them like
Mm.
half an hour to make it.
To prep it. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So you
Okay.
order it when you get there, and then they like cut the middle of it out. They put the ice cream in, dump the caramel on it, and then do their little thing, and then they present it to you.
Oh man.
It's pretty
What
awesome.
what part of Georgia are you from, Mr. J?
65 miles northwest of Atlanta. So anytime you guys are in the neighborhood, we'll go out to eat.
Hey.
Yeah.
Nishant, you better get that visitor's visa fast, man.
Soon.
Yo.
I'll be.
I'll,
No, but
what's the name of the I'm so sorry, Nishant. What's the
no,
name
it's
of
fine,
the
it's
Avent
fine.
city?
Aventine.
Aventine. Oh no, sorry. The not the
Oh,
restaurant, my bad. The city that you're in.
oh, Rome, Georgia.
Rome, Georgia. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Okay,
Got
so like, so in your family, what's a cheat meal looks like?
So let me tell you, I don't really have that mentality.
Okay.
Like that language we've never used.
I figured. That's why I didn't ask him that yet, but I had I was
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
Like that's a and not to say that I'm against someone
Hmm.
using it. Like I don't care what language anyone uses, but I genuinely enjoy high quality food that's good for me.
Okay.
So so the desire like I am nuts about performance and want to
Hmm.
be absolutely the best I can be.
Mm.
So I get excited about eating good food. So uh I can't even really answer that question because I don't think I have one. I have things that I like to eat that aren't the best,
Mm-hmm.
and I still eat them, but I eat them in the context of the greater goal.
Wow,
So,
okay.
so like I really like pizza. Mellow mushroom pizza is one of my favorite pizzas. But
Mm-hmm.
if we have mellow mushroom pizza, I have like two slices and then I'll eat other stuff.
I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like the idea for me, and if somebody else wants to do it, that's fine. I don't like the idea for me that I'm going to eat five slices or six slices of pizza and then feel terrible later
Mm.
on. Like I want to feel good all the time.
That's awesome.
So I want to mitigate those things that don't make. So this is how I learned this. So I like doing this. I always recommend people do this. So do a food journal, but a very simple one. And it can be on just a sheet of paper. It doesn't even have to be a typical journal. But what you do is you eat, and whatever you eat, 30 minutes later, write down in two sentences how you feel. And what happens is you begin to develop an association with that food and how you feel. One of the mistakes is we often disassociate how you feel with what you ate because there's a lag of 30 minutes to an hour. So think about like if you go to an office party and it's someone's birthday and you
Mm-hmm.
have like cake at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then at 3:30, you just feel like absolute trash. And you
Mm.
have to think. And you have to think because it's 3:30, you got another hour and a half or 2 hours worth of work. So flip that and say you had the piece of cake after dinner, after you've had fiber, after you've had protein, you've loaded your stomach with all of these other things that cake is going to digest way slower. And you're just sitting around watching a movie with the family. you don't
Mm.
you don't have to think. You actually feel good. You're like, oh, I feel a little foggy right now, but who cares? I had a bunch of sugar, I had a bunch of food. I'm happy. But when you have that cake at 2 o'clock and then you journal an hour later when you're like depressed and you're questioning your life and you're like, I feel horrible right now. I can't think. I can't work. Then you begin to make this association with cake at 2 o'clock means I feel really bad. I'm not doing that again. So that's like where my mind's wired is years of doing that, of paying attention to I know I don't feel good when I do this at this time of day, so I'm not going to do it. And that's back to your point about cross country and learning what makes you feel good. And you learn it really well when you have to run, that having something that doesn't sit well in your stomach makes you throw up. Then you don't do it. This is just another example of how you can do that, but it's writing and journaling.
I remember now, like people would do those chocolate milk runs, man. I just like
Oh, I
you
never
said,
do. Nah, that does not sound exciting to me. Like the beer mile, I've never done that. And
Nishant, do you know what
like,
these are?
Mm.
People,
Uh,
like you just said, like the beer mile or the chocolate milk
okay.
run, people will just chug a bunch of chocolate milk, or people will just drink
Yeah,
a bunch of
no.
beer and then go for a run. And what's the point of it,
Mm.
Mr. J? Could you tell?
I no, there's like a beer mile world record. It's like crazy stinking fast, and I totally admire those people. I think it's like 4:23 for the mile or something. It's a
Wow.
guy who's a 350 miler, and he I think you drink six beers, five or six. You drink one before you start, and then one in between each lap, and then one when you finish. So what would that be? That would be one, two, three, four. That'd be five. I think you drink five beers.
Uh,
And he ran a mile and drank five beers in like 4:23.
oh man.
So it's just
Yeah,
another competition thing to do, but
yeah,
I'm not too excited about that.
yeah. You mentioned throw up, and that's what made me remember in tandem with cross country that I had just some friends that would do the chocolate milk thing where and then they'll just throw up after after like,
Yeah, that's so weird.
oh man. But
What's your recommendations for vegetarians who want to be runners, like in terms of the nutrition?
So one of the biggest recommendations is there's a protein called leucine,
Okay.
and this is where the vegetarian gets a little bit like we got to find out how strict you're going to be
Hmm.
because leucine is technically an animal product protein, but
Okay.
it's a protein. It's an amino acid that stimulates protein synthesis, like protein uptake and rebuilding, better than any other protein does.
Hmm.
So my recommendation is if we can make that one concession, I would make sure you had uh I think it's 500 milligrams per day minimum of leucine in your diet.
Hmm.
And then you can use pea protein or what other like vegetable proteins, whichever ones you want to use, um, without a problem. But if you're not going to do that, then I mean, let's try to get 1 gram per kilogram body weight of protein in, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's like a tofu or pea protein or soy or some kind of protein in. But the upper recommendation is 2 to 3 grams per kilogram body weight. Like that's the preferred. So
Hmm.
if you really, this is a personal opinion. Somebody could argue it, but I really believe if you want to perform to the highest level, you really need to have some animal protein in your diet.
mm,
But you can still perform really well. It's not like,
Hmm.
but you got to understand the way my mind works is I want the last tenth of the last 1%. I want every bit of
Hmm.
it.
mhm.
Okay, that's interesting.
But yeah, leucine is that protein amino acid that if you would add that and then continue with the rest of your vegetarian
Hmm.
diet, I'd be like, awesome.
What's
Okay.
your fastest mile?
So I'm 44 now, and I ran 4:21 last year for the mile. I've run basically the equivalent. So in college, we ran 1,500 meters. So I've run 3:53 for 1,500, which is like 4:09, 4:12 miles, somewhere in there.
Wow. So would that be the fastest and when you were younger?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was like 20 when I was 25, but I've got a pretty good string. I've got, since I was 14, I've run 4:48 or faster.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'm pretty, I would say that's my superhero power is consistency. I've
Yeah.
just done it. I've
Hmm.
done it for so many years and I still like it.
Yeah.
I'm like that weird kid that played played with the Rubik's cube in the corner and now knows how to solve it with his eyes closed.
Yeah.
You know, like
I like
I
that.
found my one thing and I just kept doing it.
That's so cool. I love that you're still managing to get those numbers even now, right?
Yeah,
That just
yeah,
speaks
yeah,
to how well you've taken care of your body, and I love it. That's awesome.
yeah. I don't know that I'm gonna stop. I mean, maybe one day I'll wake up and I'll want to do something else, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Hey, hopefully this is your
Yeah,
thing. I know there's a
but
guy. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh, I'm fine at this point. If I decided I was gonna do something else,
Yeah.
that would be fine. But it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. Okay. There's a guy. I think they called him the Flying Sick. Nishant, maybe you know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about, Mr. J?
No,
He
Mikha
was
Singh.
he was no, 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 not Milka Singh, but somebody
So,
else. Oh, maybe I'm thinking about somebody else though. Maybe
oh,
his
you're
name
thinking
is
about
something.
something else. Yeah.
Yeah, um he was he was like above 90 and he was a Punjabi guy, so he had he followed Sikhism, so he had the turban and he still runs. Or I don't know if he passed. I'm trying to remember. Like I need to get fact checked on this incredibly, but like I'm pretty sure he was like above 90 and he still ran.
that's cool.
Yeah, and so that's but You so I know you like the indoor mile as opposed to I'm assuming so are those numbers that you told us that would
Yeah.
be for the indoor mile?
Yeah, indoor, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I had like the worst experience with the mile recently though.
Oh man.
So I ran this race 2 weeks ago,
Uh-huh.
and with 50 meters to go, I hit the rail. You know, there's a rail on the inside. I clipped it with my foot and fell and in front of everybody. It was so embarrassing, man.
Oh.
Oh,
And then I walked across the line afterwards, and like three people passed me as I was walking across.
Are
But
you is,
it
are you
happens.
okay though? Is
Yeah,
your
yeah, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm good. I
yeah.
sprained my ankle a little bit, but I'm good now. But it was just like, you know what? I figure, I think everything we do, God has a purpose for it.
mm-hmm.
And I'm not 100% sure what the purpose of 2,000 people seeing me fall right before the finish line is. But I'm sure that in some way he's going to use it for good. And, the other thing that was interesting after the race, I've never gotten so many hugs from strangers
Oh, okay.
Okay.
because it was such a public, folly.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
There was people coming up to me saying, "Man, great race. Sorry about that. Pat me on the back, high five, this and that." So it was really a weird experience.
Wow.
Um, but I figure if I'm capable of handling embarrassment in front of 2,000 people,
Mm.
maybe that's going to prepare me for embarrassment in front of more. I don't know.
Oh man. Uh,
Oh,
um,
it was crazy.
Here's
Yeah.
how I look at it, right? Maybe God just wants to have some fun, so he's
Yeah.
just punishing
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe it was I actually said it to my wife. I was like, maybe it was just so I could laugh because it is
us. Yeah.
funny. It is irony is funny.
mhm.
Mm. Yes.
Like I'm doing really well. I'm almost there. Then I fall. Like that's
Right.
Yeah.
funny. That's funny. So man, God has a great sense of humor.
Yes.
Absolutely.
He made us.
Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's what I was just saying about spending my time in India. I'm allergic to lentils and peanuts. And there's being an Indian and being in India, like I was like my friend goes, "Man, this has got to be like the biggest middle finger from God." Like
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
and I agree because everything, I mean, oh my God, painstakingly asking like, "Hey, is this cooked in peanut oil or
Yep.
does this have lentils
Yep.
in it?" Or
Yep.
yeah,
That's
so
all. That's all there is in India is peanuts and
Yep.
lentils.
yeah.
It is.
So Nishant did such a wonderful job of like being like, "Hey, look, guys, like you need to double check in the kitchen real quick," because he.
What's interesting about that is my daughter is allergic to peanuts, and they didn't go with me. I went by myself or went with another friend um, to India. But I thought about that when I was in India because there was tons of pistachios and cashews and peanuts and lentils. I noticed the lentils. She's not allergic to that, but I was thinking about the peanuts. And in Europe, they will ask you, like they're crazy in Europe about, is anybody
Mm.
allergic to anything? And even in the US to some degree, they'll say, any allergies here? But in
Mhm.
India, no one
They
said
don't. No
anything.
one else.
They
Yeah.
didn't say one word about any, and I don't have any allergies, so I wasn't worried about it. But I just noticed that lots of things had those ingredients in them and that they
Mm.
didn't say anything. I noticed that.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like I guess they're
Actually,
just not there's just not for some reason not that many allergies there in Nishant. Could you
Yeah.
like
that, and secondly, awareness. There's no awareness, right?
Yeah.
So for us, allergies, what? Oh, this it's nothing. You'll be fine.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
You'll be
that's how we
fine.
think.
yeah, you'll be growing up, I mean, I even my aunt, my mom's sister, God rest her soul, she passed, but like when she was alive, she would be like, "Oh, quit making a big fuss. You just want to eat pizza. Here, take this." And like just try to make me eat it and then I would throw up and then she's like, "Oh, like
Oh, never mind.
yeah, yeah." And it's like, so things like that, growing up at my friend's house here, they, the mom would same thing, like, oh, you just want to eat junk food, you don't want to eat this lentil, this bowl of lentil soup or whatever. Like, you're not gonna go play games with your friend until you finish eating it, and
Yeah.
I would just sit there literally for 2 hours, just like,
Staring at it.
yeah, staring at it, or I would then like, okay, let me try, and then I would literally just throw up in the bathroom, and it was a bad time. But growing up, I didn't know what that thing was or like how to convey that, and then I slowly realized like, oh no, okay. So by the age of like I think 10, I was like, I'm definitely allergic to. It's not
Yeah, yeah.
it's not as like deadly as my peanut allergy is. But it's still pretty bad. It's a bad time. Like I'll throw up, I'll get, like hives and
Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
but yeah, so I'm
Yeah,
sure it would be deadly if
I'm
I ate a
s-
lot of it, but yeah.
I'm sure they got the message after enough times.
Oh yeah, 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 they
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but
What
yeah,
what do you think of a lifestyle in India compared to the like yours?
So, I didn't really get to experience
Mm-hmm.
a lot of different Indian lifestyles. Mine was pretty specific because I
Yeah.
was hanging out with athletes and
Mm-hmm.
coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm pretty comfortable. I'm comfortable anywhere. Like I travel really well. I get along with anybody. Um, I can live in any condition and be totally fine. So, we're living in the mountains with no air conditioning, no heat, um, minimal uh, provisions and very simple lifestyle, but that's fine with me. I've been to Kenya, I've been to India now and other places. Totally fine. And it's funny because I really like spicy food.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
like hot food. And
Mm-hmm.
actually I eat hotter food here in the US than they served me in India. Like I would ask for it hot and it wouldn't be like what I'm
Comfortable
used
giving.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
could handle it really, really well. What did I have? I had the chicken, oh gosh, tandoori chicken,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
tandoori chicken. But I liked the tandoori chicken in the Himalayas because it was drier,
Mm-hmm.
less creamy, and very spicy.
Wow, okay.
And then
Mm.
I had it in Delhi, and it was not spicy at all and real creamy.
Yeah.
But for me, the lifestyle is totally fine. But my
Mm.
my family would not have gotten along too well because the shower is not really warm.
Mm-hmm.
You
It's not.
know, it's kind of warm, right?
Yeah.
And you're like freezing when you're taking a shower
Yeah.
in the mountains.
Were you using the
I took
bucket?
a couple bucket showers
Okay, all right.
where I boil some water and put it in the
Mm-hmm.
bucket, but I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
Mm-hmm.
fine with
awesome.
that.
So, and I
I'm
and
fine
I, I
with
could
that.
see that. I definitely caught that
No,
pretty quick.
no, I'm totally fine with that. And then we'd go eat dinner at the athlete's house, and we'd be sitting on mats on the floor, and it's fine. Like I was fine. I'm as happy with that there as I am at home doing what I normally do. And then, so it's funny. One of the guys said, they were like, okay, so you like spicy food. You've done a bunch of businesses in the past, and your name is Jay. They were like, you're half Indian. You
Yes.
might as well
Yes.
you might as well be an Indian dude. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, totally cool.
I love that, man. Yeah, that's I they
Do
just
you
they
trek?
just changed the Y to an I, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry, Nishant, what did you ask?
No, I'm sorry. Do you like trekking or climbing
Like,
mountains?
uh, I mean, I've done quite a bit of it with friends, but I wouldn't go by myself. I'll go with
Okay.
like if you invited me to go, I would go, but I'm not going to go on a solo.
Okay.
I have fun doing it, but I generally don't go on my own.
So
Gotcha.
want to climb a climb Mount Everest?
I have no desire to climb Mount Everest because I want to maintain among the
Yeah.
living.
Mm.
Okay, I like
Okay.
that. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Everest is cool, but so I'm pretty skinny too. And
Okay.
cold,
Yeah.
man, I think I would be the first one to die on Everest.
Oh man.
I get cold easy. Like I think I would get frostbite, my hands and feet would freeze off, and I would be like, just kill me.
Oh man.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna be the first to die on Everest, so I need to stay away from there.
Yikes.
What about you? Would you want to do that?
I wanted to first try to go till the base camp of the Everest and
Yeah.
see how my body reacts, and then maybe practice. Or
Uh,
I wanted to go climb one.
now since you're Indian, is it cheaper or is it easier for you to get a permit or is it same?
It's the same thing. Like I don't think there's any difference.
Okay,
You
because
know,
I think it's really expensive, isn't it?
I didn't even
I
know
don't
you
know
had
the
to pay for
costs.
that. That's you
Oh, you
just
have to pay
I did
because
not know that.
yeah, if you want to climb alone, you can go, man. But of
I
course, you
no no
need
no. I think the permit's like twenty
yeah
thousand
the permit.
dollars.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I
didn't
think
know
it's
that.
20. I think it's like 20 or 30,000. I'm gonna look it
Okay,
up. I
look
think
at
the
Rana.
Everest.
Okay, I did not know that. Wait, so let me check.
Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. Oh, okay. So if you're from Nepal, 15,000. And
Oh,
if you're a foreigner, it looks like it's
yeah, it's expensive.
oh, domestic Sherpa climbers is 1,100. I don't know if you could qualify for that, but
Rana, it is expensive. It's between in INR 30 lakhs to 1 crore rupees.
What
yeah,
is that in USD?
It's
15,000 US for a foreign climber.
no,
Oh,
no. Yeah, he's right. $35,000 to 100K
Yeah, and
just for one person.
for the total trip, you're looking at like 20 to 90,000 with oxygen gear, logistics, permit, all of it is expensive, dude.
Because if something happens, the helicopter will also come to pick you up, right?
Yep.
So it's a whole
Well, I
no
mean, above a certain point,
above that. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you're out of
all
luck,
alone.
man. You're on your
Mm.
own. You're dead. You're gonna become part of the mountain. Yeah.
Okay.
wow.
You freeze on the mountain and stay there forever.
Oh
Oh,
man.
At least your body does.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
wow. Oh man.
Okay. I'm happy till base camp, maybe.
Yeah.
Um,
You mentioned that you visited Kenya too. So you ran with the runners, the Kenyan runners.
Yeah. I spent a month at Eliud Kipchoge's camp in
Okay.
2016. Um, and I mean, I didn't run with them. I got destroyed by them every
I just
day.
want to ask, like, how are they so fast? Like, what's different?
You know, I think it's a lot to do with like efficiency of body type.
Mm-hmm.
And you're seeing now like people are getting closer.
Mm.
So I think there's uh better training science and better facilities and more people attempting. But the Kenyans, Ethiopians, Ugandans are all going. This is my opinion. They're all going towards the marathon because there's a lot of money in the marathon.
Yeah.
And so on the track, actually, the Europeans and the Americans
Mm.
are taking over on the track. They're not doing as Kenyans are not winning as many medals on the track anymore because most of the high talented ones are um, going to the marathon now.
you got a shout out to like Noah Lyles and Sha'Carri Richardson and
Yeah. Those guys are in the sprints,
oh
so
yeah, yeah, that's right. That's right.
that's always been dominated by Jamaica, the
Mm.
U.S., Trinidad and Tobago. Um, Canada's had some good sprinters.
I think after Usain Bolt, only Americans dominated that, right?
Yeah, there's been some good Jamaicans,
Mm-hmm.
Johan Blake, and there's some other like smaller countries that have athletes every once in a while. Been a couple of good French sprinters. So yeah,
So what's their diet like in Kenya?
their diet,
Yeah, the diet.
um, it's very similar to what I'm describing with this dualistic mindset, where
Mm.
it's high carbohydrate before, during, and after, and then it's higher fiber natural foods during the day, like lots of corn maze.
Mm-hmm.
They call it masika, and they make ugali out of it, which is like a very simple bread. Um, Lots of vegetables. They cook them to death. Um, they don't eat raw vegetables very often because they're trying to make sure that they don't have E. coli in them and other things. And then lots of beef and lots
Mm-hmm.
of chicken. So it's a simple diet, but it really follows that dualistic mindset of high carb before, during, right after, and then whole foods during the day. So they're doing the same thing that I'm talking about, which is switching back and forth between mindsets.
Mm,
Mm.
man.
How important is strength training in running?
So I think it's hugely important,
Okay.
and I think it's important to frame it differently, though, where consistency is the most important thing. So if you go to the weight room and max out and do heavy lifts and you get real strong and you do it for 3 months of the year and then you abandon strength training the rest of the year, I think it's worthless for
Mm-hmm.
an endurance athlete. I think that actually might be counterproductive. But if you're in the weight room 2 to 3 times a week all year and you're slowly making small incremental gains and you're focused on turning the muscles on, using them fully, making sure that the tendon, ligament, and muscle density is good because you're using them often
Mm-hmm.
under load and you're never maxing out, that would be my recommendation is champion consistency over intensity.
Mm. So is it true, like, I heard, I think I was watching someone's interview, I don't remember the name, but he said that just to prepare for a marathon, he quit gym for like 1 month or so.
So I generally try to leave the gym before a marathon just like
Okay.
10 to 14 days before. That's it.
So
And then
how does it help?
you're immediately back. So basically you're just resting extra
Oh.
in several areas. Like your training load goes down, the volume goes slightly down. So we take the gym away, or just making sure you don't get hurt really. Because
Mm.
you can overdo it in the gym. And
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're fresh. And
Yeah.
you take the long run away a little bit, you get a little bit fresh, you go in the gym, you hurt yourself, and then you can't run the marathon. That's all we're doing is preventing that.
What are your thoughts about, so there's so many reels out there or like videos out there where people are like, so this is my first marathon without training. And what do you think about that?
I don't know. I don't think about that.
You don't think like, okay,
That would be my same answer to the cheat meal
cheat
question.
meals.
Like that, my mind doesn't even work that way because um, I get quite removed from things to me that are ridiculous or
Mm-hmm.
that my brain sees as ridiculous.
Yeah.
So to me that's like a ridiculous comment.
Uh-huh.
So when someone says that, I don't really think about it.
You know, as a coach, right? You see if you see one of your runners horsing around, right? Maybe to a degree you appreciate it, right? But like I feel like there's like a moment where you're like, you know what? What are you even doing? That's the vibe that I'm getting from you.
No, no, no. I'm very silly.
Okay, okay. All right.
No, I like to have a lot of fun. I'm actually like 90% silly, 10% serious.
Okay, so there's a when
Oh,
does that serious
100%.
gauge like activate, I guess? Like when does that 10%
Um,
activate? Like what would it, I guess when it is game time, like when there is.
no, just when someone asks a question and they really want to know the answer.
Oh, okay.
Like
Mm.
I like digging deep. So I
Mhm.
think that's back to like your question where you're asking about the reels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I can't. Somebody said, I'll give you an example. Somebody said to me the other day, what's a good workout for a 5K if you want to be good at a 5K?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, who are we talking about? And they're
Yeah.
like, I don't know. And I was like, well, I can't answer the question if I don't know who we're talking
Mm.
about.
Mhm.
So if someone were to ask me that, I would say, all right, I want to know the name of the person, what they do last year, what they do last week, what they do last month, what's their goal, when is the race, how long do we have to prepare for it, what cycle are we in, what is their age, what is their weight. I want to know all the details, and then I can tell you a good workout for that person
Mm.
6 weeks out from their 5K. Otherwise, if you don't have all that data, you can't answer any of those questions. So
Mhm.
all of these silly reels about like the here are the 5 workouts that got me to this, none of that makes any
Mm.
sense. All that
Yeah.
is ridiculousness.
Okay,
Um,
so for someone like me, how long will it take to prepare for a marathon?
Oh man, you just opened up a whole can of worms. So
oh man, we could,
we need to have a separate 1 hour long conversation
Okay.
to
Mm.
figure that out. Like
I'd
Mm.
I
like,
can't even answer that.
True.
That would be like if you said to somebody, explain to me how to build a rocket. In my mind, that's what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Explain to
yeah,
me how to build a rocket. Okay, I got to know. I need to know. So on our website, when you sign up for coaching, we have like 110 questions that every athlete answers as a start to us developing their training program.
as a start.
As a start. So
Wow.
that's the foundation of it. And it's all questions like, what's your normal weekly flow of training? What do you normally do on Monday? What do you normally do on Tuesday? Blah, blah, blah. It's what do you feel like works well for you? High intensity, high volume, a mixture. Um, what is your uh, competency or acceptance of risk? Are you on a 1 to 10? Are you
Mm.
willing to take a 9 or a 10 on the risk side and really go for it? Or are you afraid to take risk? What's your injury history? What's your goal for 5K, 10K, marathon, half marathon? What'd you run last year? What do you want to run next year? What's your lifetime goal? Like all of these are things that matter when you're developing a program and you're deciding how long is it going to take for someone to get to somewhere. Because otherwise, I'm just coming up with silly answers to complex questions. And
Mm.
to me that's why I don't like a lot of reels and stuff is I think they are quick answers to complex questions, which means they're most likely poor answers.
Fast food.
It's fast food, exactly. That's a great way of putting it. It's fast food and it's cheap and you get what you pay for. And so if you get a cheap answer, you might get led down a path that's not great. Now, I love complex answers to complex questions.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's a great perspective.
What are
Okay.
your thoughts on characters like David Goggins?
It's so funny you say that because I actually had a semi argument with someone about Goggins the other day. I can't even remember who it was, but it was kind of in passing. And they were like from saying they liked David Goggins. They asked me, it's their fault for asking me what I thought of him. And I was like, I don't particularly like him for me,
Mm-hmm.
right? But if it helps someone and motivates someone, that's great for them. I'm so
Yeah.
happy if that motivates you to get going. I'm so happy for you. But for me, when I see him yelling and like self motivating in an angry or a like no pain, no gain way, like that doesn't really resonate with me because I feel like in our sport, if you're not pretty calculated, you're going to get yourself hurt. And then if you get hurt and you're sitting on the couch, you're not worth very much.
Mm.
And so if I have the attitude of, I'm just going to will myself to do it, listen, my body is capable of doing some pretty awesome things, but I'm also very capable of injuring myself because when you get really, really trained, what ends up happening is you have a Ferrari engine,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very easy to redline a Ferrari engine and break it.
Mhm.
And so, as a fine tuned mindset of a coach, I'm trying to help people stay healthy and get the most out of themselves possible.
Mm.
To me, the mentality is not a no pain, no gain. It's a we need to be very calculated and very intelligent on our approach. So it's much more of the hey, calm down, go through the motions, do what you're supposed to do. But I'm working with a population a lot of the times that isn't trying to lose 100 pounds. They're trying to fine tune the engine to get 30 seconds off of a marathon. And so I think it's just two different populations, right? He's trying to get people off the couch, yelling at me, yelling and motivating my population I work with is not going to help them. It's going to get them injured. So that's how I look at his motivation
Mm.
as a totally different idea
Mm.
that
Mm.
does not relate to me at all. Zero, zero.
Yep.
And I
Mm.
throw him out. All his comments are in my mind, and I respect him. Like if I met him, I would be happy to meet him, and I'd be like, dude, great job encouraging people because I think he does. But for me personally, he is a part of the fast food mentality that I don't think is helpful at all. But that doesn't mean it's helpful. And my attitude might not be helpful for some people too, and I recognize that.
Mhm.
But I don't like him at all. I don't like I
Like
don't, I don't like
his
his
content
attitude
is
at
like,
all.
Mm.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
How what does it motivate you guys?
that's a good question. I My fiance read his book and wants me to read his book. I haven't gotten around to reading it yet. Now, I don't know if he has multiple books, but it's the one with him and he's in the his military
Mm-hmm.
uniform, like behind or in front of the silhouette or whatever. So I what I've seen of him is podcast appearances and those reels that we're talking about. And for me, it's the audience that I find consuming most of his stuff are the people that are on the couch, like you said. And he's like, it's like that. Oh man, what is that like? It's like motivation. Like I guess I'll bleep this in post, but like motivational. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just like it's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like oh yeah, like
Mm.
let's get excited about this, and it's just um.
I'm not watching his content very much. I'm actually doing the work.
Hey, there you go.
Actually, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
like that, man. Yeah. And so that's the thing. I think there's a few of those guys, right, that do that for different facets or different types. It's like I don't want to call them grifting, but like it's almost like they kind of
I've met people though that his stuff got them started.
yeah. Mm.
So that's where I think it is valuable.
there's yeah, no, for sure.
There is some value there. Yeah.
So, I wanted, like, for our audience, can you please share more about what run free training is and,
Yeah, so it's a coaching program that Ryan Hall and I started in 2018, 2019. And the idea is we wanted to coach people
Mm-hmm.
completely and use our holistic five ideas to coach them. And the holistic five is basically kind of a five-arm approach to running and training. Um, Training is the number one thing. Like we've got to
Mm-hmm.
get that right. But we also want to uncover things in nutrition, in core strength, mobility, um, running form. We want to make sure you're sleeping and resting well, and then that your mind is right and it's capable of handling a good perspective on training and a deep one. And so, combining all of these was the mission and vision of hey, we're not just going to write you a program, we're going to be involved in all these aspects. Because here's the thing, if you train well and you eat well, but your sleep is terrible, it's going to torpedo your success.
Mm.
If you sleep well and you eat well and you train well, but you have no confidence, you're not going to do as well as you could. If you do all those things, but your running form sucks, you're going to get injured. So we wanted to uncover all the rocks we could uncover and make sure that there's depth and substance to the person's training. Because a lot of coaching programs just pick one aspect. And as a result of this vision mission, we will not coach someone without doing the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we only have one way we do it.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to do it that way, that's fine. There are cheaper things to do
Mm-hmm.
that just give you a program, but we want to coach the whole athlete.
When did you meet Ryan? Like, how did you guys meet?
We met in like 2004 at a training camp in Mammoth Lakes, California,
Mm-hmm.
and just really saw eye to eye on how to approach the sport, and so we've
Mm-hmm.
been friends ever since.
So, like, okay, weird question. Are you someone who likes to listen to music while running, or are you someone who
Thank you.
don't like?
That's
Uh,
one of my questions, so I'm glad you asking it.
so if I'm in the gym on the
Mm-hmm.
treadmill,
Mm-hmm.
pretty much it's a must.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because it's so hard. It's so hard to
Yeah.
stay motivated. If I'm outside, I would say 99% of the time, no.
Mm.
There's the 1%, maybe 5%. And most of those times will be when I have a phone call with an
Mm-hmm.
athlete
Mm-hmm.
and it's scheduled at the same time as my run.
Ah,
And I'll take my phone with me and I'll listen to music until they call
okay.
or until it's time for me to call them. And then but most of the time, no. And if I'm doing a workout, um, and it's not on the treadmill, definitely not. No, I'm just zeroed in on what I'm doing.
Do
Okay.
you think treadmills, like running on treadmills, it hurts your knees? Because I think it
No,
does mine. No?
no,
Okay.
I think it's softer. Um,
Mm.
my question for you would be, are you varying the incline of the treadmill? Because one of the things that can hurt you on the treadmill is the fact that it's the same thing over and over and over. And when you're outside, you turn, there's undulations.
Mm.
So you get
Maybe.
different muscle stimulus when you're
Mm.
outside. When you're on the treadmill, if you keep it the same grade, the same time, and the same speed, you need to go up some, flat some, change the speed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that might help with your knees. And then the other thing would be I'd be curious to know if the treadmill you're on is on flat. I would put a level on it and see if it's actually flat. And I would also look to see if one of the feet is off. And so you're hitting the treadmill and one side is jerking and it's
Oh.
creating like some side to side rotation. or
Mm.
undulation, and so you're getting an unstable footing um, on the treadmill. So there's a lot of aspects to the treadmill that you could work on. And then the other thing I would see is, did you warm up well?
Mm. No, warm up. Yeah, I warm up pretty well. Like, back in 2019, I had a severe back injury while playing basketball, and I played without warming up. So I'm pretty scared of that. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
make
okay.
sure I warm.
So I'd check those other things with the treadmill and maybe vary the incline some.
Sure, I'll check my gym.
That's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool. Is that part of the reason? Is that anything that you just told us just now? Does that influence why you prefer the indoor mile versus the outdoor mile? Or
Oh no, I'm just a weirdo.
So, like, this running program of yours, is it online or is it just based on your city?
Yeah, it's online. Yeah, we coach
Okay.
people all over the world.
Oh, okay.
that's cool.
Rana,
Uh,
I think you should sign up, man.
I need to get back in the. I need to
You,
get
you
back
need
in
to.
my running
You need
shoes
to.
and speaking of running shoes, you said you had a store, right?
Yeah, one second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like 5 more minutes. Okay. I got to go in five.
Okay, that's fine.
Um, so I used to own a running store. I sold it a year ago.
Okay. What was it like a Fleet Feet sort of deal or what kind of
Similar. It
okay.
was another. I owned two. One was in the city I live in, and one was 35 miles south.
Okay.
One it was called Big Peach Running Company, and then a different name, Go Go, was the other shoe store.
Okay.
But I had a partner, and I sold it to my partners.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep.
Simply I'm assuming so you could kind of give more focus to Run Free, right? I'd imagine or
It's interesting. Like I've done so many different business things over the years. Um, I just was excited to do something different.
that's fair.
So yeah, I was enjoying the coaching the most. And
Uh-huh.
so I was like, yeah, I think I'm going to do more of that and less of some of the other things.
Gotcha. Are you a sneakerhead?
No, that's
No.
the other thing. Like I like shoes
Uh-huh.
and I like the performance aspect of them,
Hmm.
but
But you don't care
I
about
I
the
don't I don't collect and I have very little style.
Mm.
what's the that's one struggle that I have, and Nishant, I'll let you ask your question right after I say this, but that's one struggle that I have with like it's always like whenever I see really good running shoes, I'm like, dang, like why does it not have the aesthetics of this sneaker that has no performance uh to it at all? You
I
know what I'm
don't know,
saying?
man.
But
I'm not your guy as far as that goes.
Nishant, what were you gonna say?
No, I just want to say that after wearing running shoes, I don't think you would like to wear sneakers because it's just not comfortable.
Yeah.
No, no,
Mhm.
I agree. And no, the sad thing is about me is like I know that and I
Mhm.
still I like I'm such a diva when it comes to I'm like, oh like beauty's in the pain or something like that. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
So what'll happen at some point is you'll get old enough to where your feet are just killing you, and you'll be like, "Man, screw this! I'm wearing comfortable shoes."
shoes, yeah.
Yeah.
What some orthopedics or something like that, or just generally some comfortable shoes. And that's what I was gonna
Yeah.
ask you. What are some, I guess what's the best running shoe that you'd recommend?
So I think it's different for everybody. I would just recommend going to a shoe store, Fleet Feet, Big Peach, any whatever shoe stores in your community,
Hmm.
and get fitted. Spend a half an hour, try them all on, like
I
that.
got you.
That's literally what I do. Is I go
Mhm.
to the shoe store, try on a bunch of shoes, jog in them, and I do it, every year, and then pick a couple I like, wear those, and then inevitably, as you know, they change them, and then
Hmm.
you're
Mm.
so mad that they changed your shoe, and I
Oh
just
man.
you just restart the process.
You're right. So what's your current favorite, I guess?
So I'm working out in the Alpha Fly, Nike Alpha Fly. It's a carbon fiber shoe. Most of my easy runs are in the Brooks Glycerin Max, and then I've got a couple pair of Hokas that I wear also. So
That's
I'm all over the place.
that's cool. Yeah, I see a lot of doctors and medical professionals wear Hokas. That's just
Yeah,
something.
yeah, they're comfortable.
Yeah. All right. So that's all I'm gonna ask because I know we got to wrap up. So Nishant, I'll let you ask anything that you want to ask.
I'm done.
Yeah. Okay, man. There's so much more that we could talk about, and I think this is our longest episode now, Nishant. Maybe
One of the longest, yeah.
one of the longest. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it goes to show just how long you can go when you're talking to somebody that you've never
Hmm.
met before, right? So, but man, man, Coach Jay Stephenson, thank you so much for giving us your time. We really, really appreciated this. You didn't
Yeah,
owe
man.
us anything. You didn't have to do this, but you did it, and that really means a lot to us. And we truly appreciate you. And hopefully, we get to meet you in
Thanks.
person to have a meal at the oh my God, Alpha Teen. Is that the place?
Aventine. Yep. Yep.
Aventine,
Let's
Aventine.
do
Okay,
it. Let's do
yeah.
it, man.
So that'll be a dream come true for sure. And yeah, we'll have to catch you again later. Hopefully, we stay in touch. And this episode should be out next week, I believe. So,
Hmm.
man,
Sounds good.
yeah,
Sweet
thank
guys.
you.
I'll send you guys the link. It'll take like an hour. It'll populate, then I'll email it to you.
All right, for sure. Thank
Sure.
you so
Thank you
much.
so
Yeah, man.
much.
It's so great.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
great
Y'all
rest
have
of
a good day. See
your
ya.
day.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.